So I just finished watching the Owl House season 2B, and it was a really good season, and I really had a good time with it. And while I do want to talk about my feelings about that season, I also this also is not going to be like a review for this season, because last time when I reviewed the Owl House, it took a really long time to edit, and I didn't want to put myself through that again. So I wanted to make this a little bit shorter than I did last time. And instead of actually talking about season 2B of the Owl House, I want to talk about the future of the Owl House, because I feel like it's important to talk about. So yeah, just listen to me, talk about the Owl House and how I feel about it. Hello everyone, it's the Wind Unicorn here, and I have flown back. And today I would like to talk about the Owl House in terms of its future and what could be in store for it as it continues. And while I was originally going to make a review of Owl House Season 2B, which I am going to discuss about briefly in this video before I talk about the main topic of this video, last video was actually excruciating to edit, and I didn't want to put myself through that again. But not only that, I think it's a pretty interesting conversation to talk about. And as a fan of the Owl House, I am actually kind of worried about how the Owl House might go on from here, and I'm a little worried about how the last few quote-unquote episodes are going to make or break the Owl House. So I would like to talk about it just because, I don't know, pretty interesting discussion, and I feel like, it's important to talk about. So yeah, first of all, let's talk about my thoughts about Owl House Season 2B. So Season 2B of the Owl House honestly was probably like the pinnacle of the overall show. And as much as I love Season 1 of the Owl House, I honestly thought it was like more relaxed before it goes on to the main plot, which I honestly expect in the show. And honestly, Season 2 was honestly the most intriguing for me, just because I like the whole story-driven plot thingy. And even with the short time that the Owl House is given, I feel like Dana absolutely does an amazing job with trying to put one plot to the other and how like everything connects, and honestly praise her for that. And Season 2B did not disappoint at all. So what happened in Season 2B? Many things happened in Season 2B. So what I really liked about Season 2B is that we get to see Lilith again. I honestly thought that we weren't going to see her again, because last time we saw her before she came back was that she apparently went to go with her mother, so then she can make up for lost time with her. And honestly thought we would never see her again, and she would just maybe like have a few visits around, and maybe she would maybe a few, just brief screen time for her. But no, she actually gets full-on episodes as well, and I think it's honestly great that we get to see Lilith again, just because I feel like Lilith has gotten better as a character as the time goes on, and I honestly think Lilith is a good character. And also we also get to know a little bit more about King, and honestly like that whole mystery stuff with King. And honestly, like it's honestly really good how like King just comes off as this like cute little side character, or like Luce's best friend, and just kind of made for comedic relief, I guess you can call him that. But no, I like how there's like this full-on lore to him, how like this whole mystery of who he is and basically his backstory, and I honestly think that it really ties in well. And also we get to see more of Hunter, and Hunter is absolutely the best part of the season, absolutely, because Hunter needs a break. Like after finding out about Bellows being like this actual like bad person that he thought he was following as a good person, it's just Hunter needs a break, honestly. Like, Hunter really needs a break. Okay, also speaking of Hunter, this is the one thing I don't know about. People are starting to ship Hunter with Willow. Okay, so I appreciate their dynamic, at least. It's just, I don't know, I guess you could say that I am neutral to Hunter and Willow as a ship, but at the same time, I don't know. It's just, I feel like Hunter needs a little bit more time before he can get into a relationship. However, I won't complain if they actually do, like, become canon. If they become canon, I wouldn't care. If they don't become canon, I also wouldn't care. I prefer maybe to have a little bit more time, but because maybe that's impossible, maybe I prefer it not to happen, but I don't know. Other than that, Hunter's good. Speaking of Willow, aside from the whole Hunter stuff, I honestly love that they're kind of utilizing Willow now. And because like the one of the problems that I have with Willow in like the first half of the season 2 is that she wasn't used as much, and I honestly wanted to see her again. And season 2B does that. However, the one complaint that I do have with season 2B is the one episode. I can't remember the name of it. Let me search it up. Okay, so apparently it's Labyrinth Runners, I believe is what the episode is called. Where basically the episode where like Gus and Hunter start teaming up or whatever, and basically Hunter just comes to Hex's side. So the thing I have a problem with that episode is the side story between Willow and Amity, because back in season 1 it's been revealed that Willow and Amity were close at one point, but then Amity had to stop hanging out with Willow because of her parents. And now that their friendship is kind of mending up, I was hoping that maybe we would have like an episode by themselves where they would just like reconnect and basically form a bond. And I was hoping that they would with this episode, since it looks like that's what they were doing. However, we don't really see too much progression, and towards the end of their little side plot, Amity tries to protect Willow, and it's revealed that she wants to protect Willow because she just got her back as a friend, and Willow just tells her that she doesn't want her to protect her, that she just wants her to trust her in her ability. And the problem that I have with that is that like literally immediately after, Amity says, okay, Willow is like the strongest one here, so she can be in the lead or whatever. And we don't see that progression. We don't have like a little moment to themselves where like Amity has a revelation with Willow, and then they kind of like make up or something, and Amity like just gives a moment to herself to think about how she's treating Willow. Like, it would have been nice for them to just have like that little moment, but that unfortunately it never came. But other than that, Willow, I'm at least happy that Willow was being used in this season. So as for Luz, since season 2B leads immediately after the last episode of season 2A, I really like Luz's whole character. She's really starting to mature, and I'm really proud of her for that. And I'm really proud of her character, of how much she has grown ever since season 1. And also, might as well bring this up. Yes, I have seen the Lumity kiss, and it was honestly really cute, honestly. And the animation was like the best part of the scene, just because it was so fluid. The whole scenery was honestly really pretty. But the Lumity kiss was absolutely cute. Okay, so last episode of season 2B was honestly, it was gut wrenching. Damn, how it ended. It was really upsetting, and it was really, well, not upsetting in like a bad way, but like upsetting in like a good way, like how you're supposed to feel, because she's finally back, but not in the way that she wanted to come back to her mother. And it was like really sad to see Luce leave King and Ida and Rain and basically the whole of the Boiling Isles as is being destroyed in front of her eyes. And honestly, I was really sad and also really excited to see what happens next, which hopefully will be satisfactory for me. Season 2B was probably one of the best moments of the Owl House. And this honestly kind of scares me as we go into Season 3. Which Season 3 isn't even going to be like a full-length season. It's basically like, I believe, 3 episodes, and they're all like 44 minutes each, 45, I believe. And this part honestly scares me. Now, I just want to say this before we continue on. I have nothing but high respects for Dana Terrace. I honestly praise her to the highest of respect can go. I don't know. I just really respect her as a writer of the show, or the creator of the show. So, like I don't think I've ever related to a character like Luce ever since Twilight Sparkle from MLP, and that honestly says something. I don't know which place Luce is in my top favorite characters, but she's definitely up there in top 10. And that says something. So, not only that, I also respect Dana for the whole Lumity stuff, the whole Lumity moments that's being present in her show. Because we really do get some really good moments, and it's really cool to see their whole progression and their whole dynamic. And her writing as a whole for the whole show, there's not a single moment in the show where I didn't want to watch anymore. No, I wanted to watch throughout the whole entire show. It was all intriguing. It was all really, really good to watch. And even with the time crunch that she is given, she still manages to make the plot go on perfectly. And that's honestly one of the greatest things about this show. And I'm very impressed with Dana. So, as you can see here, I have very much respect for Dana, which is exactly why I'm a little bit worried. I'm worried because I want Dana to do the best she can, even though Disney is being a little bit a pain in the butt as of recent because of the whole Owl House doesn't fit the Disney brand or whatever. Which, come on, we all know that's bullcrap. And even with this, do I think Dana could probably make the show work, make the Owl House instead of breaking it? I am actually really optimistic that she will, but at the same time a little bit cautious as we are going forward. Dana Terrace has already given a big risk when it comes to the Owl House and its LGBT representation with Luce and Amity. And not only because of the risk of breaking that trope where a couple becomes canon at the last episode of a series. Take Gravity Falls for example. While they're not the main characters of the show, those two police officer guys, I forgot their names, became a canon gay couple pretty much at the last episode of the series. And, we all know how Alex Hirsch is with Disney and LGBT representation. Like, honestly, like, I respect this man. But he had to do as much as he could because he was limited with those two police officer guys, And, with them becoming canon in the last episode of the series, he won't have to face too much controversy because it's the end of the show. There's nothing else we can see from those police officers other than that last episode. So, the Owl House kind of breaks that, but, like I said, that's not the only thing that's risky about that, because the other thing is, it being gay itself, because we all know how Disney is with its gay characters and how much it just doesn't take well with them at all. And this, of course, caused the cancellation of the show. And I say this is risky because it kind of reminds me what happens to Steven Universe and its downfall. A downfall that I hope that the Owl House doesn't fall under as well. Now, I haven't watched too much of Steven Universe. I've only seen a couple episodes, and I think I have seen more of Steven Universe Future than I have with the actual Steven Universe show, like the first or original, whatever you want to call it. But I think I know enough where I can like talk about the situation. So basically, the Steven Universe, has gay representation as well. It's pretty much what it's known for, I guess. And one of its like main couples is Ruby and Sapphire, and I say one of its main, but I think it's the main pairing in the show. And because of this, creator Rebecca Sugar wanted them to be a couple so bad, and the network apparently prevented her from ever making the two kiss on the mouth or basically doing any romantic situations in the show at all. Not even being in a romantic relationship at all. And Rebecca Sugar fought really hard for them so that then they could be a couple, and she eventually pulled through, and she even got like a whole episode dedicated to their whole wedding. And this caused the cancellation of Steven Universe. And it's not really cancellation, but I guess like a quick rush through the show and trying to make the final as fast as they could, I guess. And because of this, the final, of course, like I said, was rushed, and people didn't really take too kindly to the final of the series. And I think I have seen the final, and I can't remember much from it, but all I can say is it's I don't really blame the crew for it. I mean, I guess some sort of maybe a little bit of could have been done in order for the final to at least maybe have ended the series in a better way. But at the same time, I don't really blame them because, the network has pretty much forced them to rush through the final so then they can, get everything done. And unfortunately, it made a lot of critics, or at least the Steven Universe fandom, to not really take the final well. And this reminds me of the whole Owl House situation because, it pretty much is falling down the same pattern. Gay couple equals cancellation of the show equals a rushed final. And I don't want to say that like the Owl House will probably go through the same exact downfall as Steven Universe. Like I said, I'm actually pretty optimistic that the creators will do their best in order to make a worthy final for the show. But at the same time, like I said, I am also cautious of it. And like I said, we have like 3 45-minute episodes, and we're like episodes are more like specials, and doing the math, that's like about like 2 hours, I believe, and it's like pretty much a little bit longer than your average film, I guess. And because of this, I think that it is doable for them to cram as much stuff as they could in the finals for what they got. And yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I think it is doable because we gotta remember what they have to write down. They have to write down, how is Luce and the crew going to go back to the Boiling Isles, and how the other people in the Boiling Isles have pretty much vanished, and how they are going to survive or whatever. What happened to King? What happened to Ida and Rain? What happened to Emperor Bellos and figure out the deal with the collector dude person, and what happened to Hunter with that whole drop of ooze stuff that went on him at the final minutes of the final of season 2. We need to wrap all of that stuff within these within these final specials. Like I said, it is doable. I feel like that they actually do have like enough time to get as much done as they could, and I'm not expecting the final to be perfect. Of course my expectations are high because I really do have a lot of faith in the writers, and because the Owl House already has good quality, and I already look highly upon the Owl House. But I feel like we need to at least be a little bit cautious and like a little bit careful with how we see the Owl House in its like final episodes that is going to come up. So yeah, happy, scared, nervous, cautious, all these feelings about the final. So anyways, that's my take on the Owl House and what I expect for their future. You guys can tell me what you guys want in the final down in the comments. I'm really curious about what you guys think would happen in like the final stuff that we're going to get from the Owl House, and tell me everything. Tell me your thoughts about this whole situation, and yeah, that is all. The winged unicorn has to fly away now. Bye, guys. Oh wait, one more thing before I go. Why the hell are you all surprised that Odalia isn't homophobic? Like, literally being gay in that universe is pretty much already seen as normal or already accepted in that universe. Like, there's literally no reason for her to have a prejudice against her daughter being gay. Dana Terrace had even said it herself that homophobia doesn't even exist in the Boiling Isles because it's already been seen as normal by society. It's already like a norm in their society. Odalia having a prejudice against homosexuality in the Boiling Isles is the equivalent of someone in this universe having a prejudice against people who are straight. Exactly. It's already seen as normal in society. So it makes no sense for Odalia to be prejudiced against something that's already been seen as normal in her society. So, yeah, I don't understand why you guys are surprised that she is a homophobic. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Now I'm done with the video. See you guys. Bye.